that is the sound of the jar of names. We'll get out a name for the jar of names. Right, so this video is for everyone, including but not excluded to... oh no, dear, I just dropped one in my cup of tea. Miss Natalil. Oh dear. Unfortunately, Nick Pro, have dropped your name in the cup of tea. You have been anointed, or anointed by tea. Oh dear. I'll have to fix that. Anyway, welcome to A Cup of Tea in a Podcast. This is the cup of tea. And this is the podcast, not a cup of tea. We just had that. So if you want to go down to the comments section, you can find my skip list. You can skip to this week's update, this week's topic, this week's book club, this week's question, and this week's goals. And the book club actually is not book club, it's Poke Club this week. It's slightly different. Anyway, let's go on to the update. So hopefully by the time this is out, we should... Well, actually, no, won't. Hopefully soon after this is out, we'll be caught up with videos. This is out on hopefully Tuesday, early Wednesday, which means we're only about a day or two behind, which is good. And I should be able to get the other ones straight out as long as I can keep on top of editing them, which should be happening. And it's good. I think it's going to happen. This is the goal that I was trying to do, get caught up, and hopefully within the next day or two that will happen. But we'll see how that goes. I think bad things have happened before. They could happen this week as well. But that's good, because when that's happened, it means I can start working on other stuff like a Cup of Adventure and whatever stuff such as details and stuff. But we'll talk about that later on. Right then, so let's get on to topic then. So let's get on to names of the videos coming out soonish. Right, so assuming this comes out on a Wednesday, just to give myself a bit of leeway, we have the podcast. That's what you're listening to right now. That's out today. Then later today on Wednesday, we have a Fable Adventure video called For the King, which I can't remember what happens in that, actually. I think... I'm not sure actually what happens. I don't think it's got anything to do with King. Never mind. Never mind about that one then. And then later, hopefully on Wednesday, maybe even Tuesday, it's probably going to be Thursday actually, we'll have a Bioshock 2 adventure called Through the Drop, because we were in a place called the Porpoise Drop. And then on Thursday, we should have a Fable adventure video called Milady, where we deal with a Milady. And then we should also have on Friday, yeah, we'll say this is Friday, and then Friday we have a Bioshock 2 episode called Adam Extraction Initiated, where you can guess what happens in that. And then Friday we have back on track another Bioshock 2 video. No, it's not. It's a Fable Adventure video called Bargate Brothers. Yes. So hopefully you'll all enjoy the episodes, and hopefully by Friday we'll be caught up. That's what hopefully should be happening, according to my little list that I've just done there. Because I'm saying it won't be released on a Wednesday because I'm going to edit a Fable Adventure tonight, which is Tuesday. And then I'm going to edit Bioshock 2 another night, which might be Wednesday, which means I won't be able to edit it until it'll be released on the Thursday. So that's why I'm saying Thursday and Friday for the videos, because that's what I think is going to happen. But just sort of playing safe and taking a slow and steady way back to the top. And then we've got the hint is the same as last week, because sadly it's not been uploaded. Hopefully the origami video has been uploaded. That is my goal. Get that out before I do this podcast, which is what I'm going to be doing tonight. But the hint for the video after that is DSFTT. Now I said I applied a simple letter changing code to this to make it to make it hidden code. So basically you apply a certain code to that little bunch of letters, which is one where it changes the letters. So the D is not actually a D. I've applied something to that D, or to the letter before it, to make the D. So you can probably try and guess. So I've either, say for example, I have taken 2 away from it. So it was F. It's not, but that's what could have happened. Like I could have taken 2 letters away from the F to get the D, and then I've done that for the next one, and the next one, then the next one, then the next one. I'm not going to tell you what was the code I used, because I'm going to still get this code going, see if you can guess it. But yeah, just remember it's a simple one. And it's the same for each letter. I haven't changed it. It's the same code for each letter. So you can figure out what the code is, the letter is for one of them. You should be getting it good. But yeah, and again, it's very simple. Don't overthink it. It's very simple. Okay, so let's go on now to what was going to be book club is now Poke Club. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to talk about Pokemon Go. I've playing it. I've figured out a name. That was my trouble last podcast. I wanted to go for Trainer JD, but it was taken. So then I decided to go for either the Trainer JD, which was also taken, and just a bunch of other variations of that. And I found one. The game is called Pokemon Go. So I've decided to call my character Go Trainer JD, and it actually has two meanings. One of them is the one I was originally going for, it's because it's Pokemon Go. But the other one, which I didn't realise until after I picked the name, was when you call out a Pokemon, you go Bulbasaur. So Go Trainer JD fits in like that as well, and this is why I like this stuff. It's because these things have hidden meanings that you find out after you've named them, and I just love that. That is beautiful. Right, but yeah, I just want to go through what Pokemon I've caught so far. I've only caught about 22, 23 maybe, so I'm just going to go for it now and just tell you what I've got. Not many rares, unfortunately. So I've got my Bulbasaur. I always go for Bulbasaur first. He is the first in the Pokedex, and he is first in my heart. And we've got a Caterpie, a Weedle, a Kakuna, a Beedrill, a Pidgey, a Pidgeotto, and a Pidgeot, which I leveled up from a Pidgey because I love my Pidgeot. I love Pidgey and whatever, but those characters. I've got a Rattata and a Raticate. I've leveled up my first Pokemon I caught, which was Rattata, apart from my starter. So I've leveled up that Raticate into a Raticate. I've got a Spearow, I've got a Fearow, I've got a Nidoran male, a Jigglypuff, a Zubat, a Golbat, a Oddish, a Meowth, a Spare Meowth for when I upgraded, because it was quite hard to find. 3 Ghastlies, which I'm going to use to upgrade and keep for, because I like to keep one of each Pokemon, even if I've got it in the Pokedex. That's how I go, I'm a collector. Drowsy, I've got a Krabby, and I have a Horsey, a Magikarp, and an Eevee. So yeah, not very special Pokemon there, really. The rarest one I've got, I would say, is either the Krabby or the Eevee or the Horsey. No, the Krabby or the Eevee, because those just appeared out of nowhere. Now, the Krabby I just found one day in my house for some reason. Pepper Cookies is loving this as well. We actually went on a little adventure, and we found a Rattata, which we took a picture of. And what else did we find? We found a Drowsy when we went out for a walk. But that was quite cool. Doing another one on Thursday. Right then, but that's Pokemon Club. Tell me what Pokemon you've got in your Pokemon Go if you're playing, which I know some of you are. Some of you aren't interested, which we'll get to later on in the question. Now, moving swiftly on into the community section, if I can find my right piece of paper, which I think is this one. It is. I need to turn the page. Right then, let's go on to Mention Monday. So these are the people that commented on last week's videos, so thank you very much, and let's go ahead with reading them off. We have Horia, Max Ravage, Eli Gannon, 40k Warrior Man, Winterman925, Mr. TFSL, and Puppy Von Vatos. So welcome to. Thank you for commenting, is what I mean to say. And Winterman925 seems to be a regular now, so welcome to that bunch of people. Okay then, Q&A is next. We've got 2 questions this week. We've got one from Max Ravage, who says, late question about possible future playthroughs, because of the question we had the other week. Would you, by any chance, be interested to play one of the best Star Wars role-playing games, Knights of the Old Republic? That is, if you can make videos of it. It's available on Steam, and it shouldn't be very expensive either. Right, so I'm not sure about Star Wars. I had a quick look about who made it. I think it was BioWare, was it? I'm not sure who it's published by. I'm guessing it was EA, perhaps, which I know is very difficult to get hold of copyright permissions. You have to do petition to get involved, which is not impossible, but it's harder than some of the others. But the fact that it's Star Wars as well, I know Disney owns Star Wars now, and I know I don't think they like doing Let's Plays. I know the music is going to be blocked, like the Star Wars music is like, no. So I'm not sure. It's probably going to be a very risky one, and probably one I will probably not particularly be looking into too much because of that risk involved. However, I would love to play it, but I think it's going to be too risky, personally. But I haven't looked at it properly. I'll put it in my list, and I'll have a look at it when I come to deciding what other Let's Plays I need to do. But yeah, so far probably not, because it's probably too risky. But I'm not too sure at the moment. But yeah, I would love to, but a bit risky. And Horia, speaking of Let's Plays, Horia has a question. How many Let's Plays until Azura's Wrath? He seems to be a one-track man right now. He's waiting for Azura's Wrath. It's not 100% that I'm going to do Azura's Wrath. I still need to check out, make sure I definitely can do it because of copyright permissions. I think I can. I think I've checked it before. And I want to check through completion for myself as well. Can I complete it? Do I want this on my system? That's what I need to check. But it's about 85% going to be this game. No one else can change what it's going to be unless I decide not to do it, which is very unlikely right now. But yes, it's going to happen. The next one, as soon as something is finished, either Fable or Bioshock 2, it's going to happen. I told you it was very quick after this, because the game I was going to do after this, I can't do anymore because it's not released yet. Although I was going to do an older version, but they're re-releasing it in a special way, which I'm going to be playing soon when it's released, but it's not out yet. So I've sort of changed things around. I didn't want to push them all forward because that would mean it's another Assassin's Creed game, and I've not long finished the last one, so I wanted to put something else in between. And I thought, you know what, I'll do a subscriber suggestion, because you're always suggesting stuff, and I want to actually do one because I've planned a load, so it's nice to fit one in when I can. But that's the questions. Let's go on to subscribers this week then. So we were at 1,183. We've now gone up to 1,188. That's an increase of 5 names, and we have 5 names on the list right now. We have Stephen Straw, Kerry Marshall, Solar Bladder, Lee Anderson, and Gemma Henderson. So thank you all for subscribing. Welcome to the community. If you're playing Pokemon Go, let me know. It'd be actually interesting to see what your names are as well. Because, like I said, I spent a long time thinking of mine, and I was very happy with it at the end. Okay, then let's go down to questions. So last week's question was, are you playing Pokemon Go? Horia says, not, or are you interested in it, sorry. Horia said, not really interested with Pokemon Go. He says it's not really exciting for him, it's not really good, which I think you should give it a go. It's very. Oh no, you haven't got a smartphone either yet. Never mind them. But he says he's currently excited about Sun and Moon games because he wants to get the final form of the perfect Zygarde. Now, I'm new to these new Pokemon. I've never really sort of kept up past generation 3 or 4. Like, I know all of 3, some of 4. So I'm not particularly up to date with this Zygarde. Although, since this Pokemon Go's happened, I've been very on the Pokemon hype train. So I've been sort of watching a few things here and there, a few movies, a few of the anime episodes. So I know roughly what Zygarde is. I know it's got different forms, like Zygarde 0 or Z0 or something like that, and it's like 1, which is the dog, and 2, which is the snake or something along those lines. So I'm sort of getting to know it. But yeah, I have heard about the perfect Zygarde through a video I watched called From Noggin about Sun and Moon being the last ones, which we've talked about, Horror actually. Max Ravage says, oh man, you have no idea. I have that 25 Pokemon, and he's trying to capture loads of Magikarp so he can get his favourite Pokemon, which is Gyarados. Which, yes, I've got one Magikarp, and I've only ever seen one Magikarp, despite living by a lake. But it's true. The thing with the Pokemon Go is you get the Pokemon in like heavily populated areas. So if I go down to my lake, it's not in a town, it's like way off of the beaten track. It doesn't work like that. Unless I've got a lure down, it doesn't work like that. I think the best places like lakes and rivers in a city or a town. That's where you're going to find these water Pokemon. And I'm dying to find a Lapras. I've seen someone's got a Lapras, and I think they're selling this account where you can get this Lapras, and I want one. But I can't. I'm obviously not going to buy an account. I want it on my own account, but I want one. And 40k Warrior Man says he has been curious about Pokemon Go, but he can't say he'll be getting it because he doesn't want to go through the trouble of running around trying to find them. But he says if he did want it, he would love a Torchic. And I did mention to him that you can't actually get a Torchic. It's only the first 151 Pokemon in the game, which is up to Bulbasaur to Mew. Nothing past that. So no Cyndaquil, any of that. But with the success this is having, it's going to have more later on in life. They're going to do that. But hopefully I can catch all 151 before then. Right, that's all for those questions. Let's go on to this week's question, which is something I feel like I've asked before, but I'm going to ask it again because of all the hype, and I feel like more people are going to get involved this time. What is your favourite Pokemon? Or actually, if you don't want to answer that, what is your favourite Pokemon game? My favourite Pokemon, if I had to pick I've got 2 sort of favourites. I like the Pidgey series, like as the Pidgey evolves, as I've said before, and I like Lapras. They're my favourite. I'm a very practical Pokemon trainer. I like the Lapras because you can ride across the ocean, and I like my Pidgeot, or Pidgeotto. Which one? I can't remember which one. Because you can fly. I can always get the names mixed up. Because you can sort of fly through the gusts. I think that one was from the first Pokemon movie where they have to fly to Mewtwo's island. And it's like, hurricane winds and nothing for the wings of Pidgeotto. So I think it's got something to do with that. Pidgeot. It's Pidgeot. That's it. That's the big one. Yeah, and obviously the Lapras from the anime series as well, where they ride across the Lapras back, which I love. It's very practical. Right then, let's go on to this week's comment. Lots of good comments this week. Quite a few from Horia, and this week one goes to Horia. The one that this is anyone else notice that JD always writes the word gullible in the video description? The reason why that is this week's comment is because I nearly fell for it. I was like, wait, no I don't. Did I? And then I realised, oh, wait a minute. It's a joke. I must admit, it was very quick after I found out it was a joke, but for a moment, I nearly fell for it. Right then, let's get on to this week's goals, which we can now properly do because we're sort of caught up. So what are this week's goals? Well, hopefully the goal is to get caught up. Like I said, by Friday it should definitely happen, which is good, which means back on next Monday we'll be up to scratch, back to normal, oody-ardy-ardy-do, living the life. So that is that week's goal, but that's kind of last week's goal sort of extended. I sort of would have been caught up by today. I'm happy with the position I'm in right now. It's going to happen by the end of Friday, hopefully, if I push myself, which I'm going to try and do. Because this whole Pokemon Mania thing, I really want to play the Pokemon games. But I've got so much to do that I have no time. So I might use it as an incentive. If I get this done, then I can play a little bit. And then get this done, play a little bit, as a little carrot at the end of a stick sort of thing. But yes, after that, the goal is going to be to fill out all the details, which I've missed for a few weeks, and then make playlists finally, because people have been asking about that, so I need to make sure I get it done. But that is what it's done. And of course, I'm going to get at least one couple of adventure video out by the time the next podcast comes out, which I think should happen. I just need to edit the origami one today, which hopefully is out by now, and then go from there. But hopefully it will all work out. Right then, but that's it for this podcast. It's time to finish this cup of tea, so let's just take that. Oh, it's a good cup of tea. Right, but that's it, so I shall see you next time, and I will finish by saying, what film? A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep.